Welcome to the Queensland State Final of the Australian National Poetry Slams! Good first cheer, everybody. That was a really good go. Those are building blocks that we can build on. Oh, I have a step. Lunge. No, wrong way for a lunge. It just feels weird. Folks, welcome to the Queensland Heat. Tonight we have, I believe, 18. We were meant to have 21, but some of the poets ate the other poets, as can happen when they're put in a small area together. 18 poets from around Queensland, Brisbane, Logan, Thursday Island, Cloncurry, Cairns, Rockhampton, other places that I don't really know where they are. You know, which is great to have them here as well, competing to find out who is the best at poetry ever for all time, so the rest of us can just give it up, because it is exhausting. So I'm looking forward to finding out who's the best at poetry, so they can go off to Sydney and do whatever, and we can just forget about it, and that'll be great. So weird downer to start on. I'm going to go back up onto the stage. Helps my confidence. So, we're going to get underway very soon. How is everybody out there? How are you? Good. Woo! We're all woo. How's everyone standing up out the back? Yeah. I got the stage lights so I can't see you, so your suffering is invisible to me. Thank you. Great. So, this is a poetry slam. We have 18 poets. Their names will be pulled dramatically out of a little basket that is adorable and I forgot to bring on stage, but I'll go and get it later so you don't notice that I forgot it. When a poet is called, they have to run up onto the stage to this microphone where they will have 2 minutes to perform an original poem that they have originally written with their own original selves. They're not allowed any, thank you, lone wooer. They're not allowed any props, costumes, you know, just knock it off. No backing music or else. At the end of that 2 minutes, they will hear this noise. Hey, ding from behind the giant N. Everyone wave at Heidi. The N stands for numbers. That was a joke because it sounds kind of dumb. But anyway, it really does stand for numbers. Heidi will be keeping the scores going. So, at the end of that 2 minutes... Oh, now, if the poet goes longer than 2 minutes, at 2 minutes... What is it, 2 minutes 30? At 2 minutes 30, they will then hear this noise. Exactly the same as the 2-minute noise, but it's happened twice. And that means we're going to have to start deducting points from your end score. So keep it in that 2 minutes. Once you hear the first ding, just fang it. Get to the end as quickly as you possibly can. Or else there'll be the second ding. At the end of that, you will be judged by 5 judges. We select randomly from the audience who hopefully know nothing about poetry and are not affiliated with any of the poets. I do stress, though, I'm going to try and find 5 judges not affiliated with poets. While you're at a poetry slam, if one of your friends isn't in the slam, I may never know. I don't know why you would spend your friend. Anyway, whatever. I'm not here to judge. I do stress as well that we do lose the highest score and the lowest score. So 5 judges, score out of 10. We call that the ex-girlfriend, ex-boyfriend, mum, really proud Sherpa rule. So, you know, someone is in the audience out there looking for vengeance and they're scoring you. And you do your poem and they say 0 because you never did the dishes. Then we get rid of that score because you have to let go of those things sometimes in life. And that's what poetry is about. Get up and do a poem about how they never did the dishes. Tangent. If, on the other hand, one of the judges is your mum or your dad or a teacher who, you know, like a primary school teacher that you had who is showing up at all your gigs even though you're an adult. And it's like, I did that. That was me. I helped him write that, and gives you a 10. Then we lose their score as well. And if need be, we will call the police. And And then the final score out of 30, that is your final score up against all the other poets. Now remember, at a poetry slam, the most important thing is the points you score. That's not true at all. Really, ignore the points. Don't worry about it. It's about having fun. Yeah. At least 4 people know what the word fun means in the audience. And that is a good sign. Now, it is time to select the judges. I'm going to go out walking into the audience. I'm going to step on a lot of people's shins. And I'm not sorry. Okay. Judges, so it will be your job to score the poets out of 10. You're looking at content. You're looking at style, theme. If you want to score them out of 10, because they wore the same shoes as you and you were really excited about debuting those shoes at this event, and they've stolen your shoe thunder, and you want to give them a 2, I can't stop you doing that. You, do you know any of the poets in the competition here tonight? No. You are a judge now. Yes, our first judge. Judge number 1, what is your name?
Revity.
Revity? Brevity would be a better name if you were a hip-hopper. MC Brevity down here. Don't worry, I'll warm up. The jokes will get better. You look pretty smiley, maybe a little too smiley. There are people back here. Oh, yeah, okay, you, yes. You don't know anybody? You've never seen? This is deeply suspicious that you went with that first. I don't know any poets! Oh, but you have been a judge before. Do you know the other judge? That doesn't matter. What is your name? Genevieve. Genevieve, the judge, ladies and gentlemen. I would love to make you a judge, but I've been specifically told I'm not allowed to let anyone under 15 be a judge anymore. I know. Cloncurry, there was this he was 10 years old, dressed as a cowboy. He was the best judge. He gave his sister a 2. It was awesome. Okay. You look like a sort of serious jacket-wearing fellow. He's just here for more. Oh, for who? Oh, there's a poet. All right, we'll keep moving. I need to get some judges quickly. Yeah, you. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, the judge who doesn't want to be a judge. What is your name?
Penny. Penny?
Penny, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to do our best to make sure that Penny has a terrible time tonight. She came out, she said, I just want to sit and watch some people do something. Every poet, she's going to end up with a follow spot on her. It's just going to be amazing. How many is that? That's 3. I'm not listening to you, fancy shirt. Here, make this one a judge. Why is everyone pointing at her? Do you realize they're all pointing at you? Hey, happy birthday! She turned 18 today. She's going to be too drunk to judge. I've got 3. I know I'm going too far. Who wants to be a judge over here? Someone? Yeah, okay. You? What is your name? Christina is a judge. All right. People are a little unenthusiastic about you, Christina. I'm sorry. I wish I could say it's going to get better. One more judge. Oh, we do need another man. What about you? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I do. I am not kidding. This is really happening. What is your name?
Brian.
Brian? Brian, ladies and gentlemen! So let's go through it again. We have Brian over here. We have Christina somewhere in the darkness. We have Penny, who wishes it wasn't her. We have Genevieve over there, and we have MC Brevity. MC Brevity. Whoa, we're doing the thing where you dance and you stand in front of... Who is this guy on my stage? Great! Right, I'm glad we got that over. Have I missed anything? They're a very talky crowd. All right, okay, you chatty Cathys. We have our judges. Can we have another big round of applause for our judges? Yes. Now, we'll go through some more stuff with the judges in a little bit. Now, the two poets tonight who win by points will be going to Sydney to compete in the National Slam Finals with poets from all over Australia. They will be representing you, the people of Queensland. How does that make you feel? Excellent. That was an excellent reserved cheer of like, yeah, unless they're a bit shit, in which case, oh, no, not really for me. Great. Now, before we get into it, before we get down to the brass tacks, we're going to calibrate the judges. We're going to have a poet come up on stage who is not a part of the actual slam, and they will do a poem. And we will have the judges score them, so, you know, they can just get the gist of it, but they're not going to be in the competition. So, ladies and gentlemen, our Sacrificial poet for the evening. He did perform at the first Brisbane heat. He blew everyone's socks off. I missed it, and then he did like a 20-minute set in the car park. I know, weird. We'd all left. It was just him by himself in the car park. But I heard it was great. Ladies and gentlemen, our Sacrificial poet for the night. Start clapping now. He's the first performer, Solomon!
Here's some poems for the bush lovers. Well, it's my English assignment. It's about Ned Kelly. The train is rattling. Rattle, 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 rattle. I glance around at the carriage rattling with fear. It's completely silent except for the rattling of the fear. Well, that's my explanation for it anyway. Terrible thoughts are rattling through my head. What if those ill-looking blackguard Kellys are up to something? They are ill-looking blackguards after all. They make me sick, and they are sick also. After all, they are ill-looking blackguards. Shall I mention this again? They are ill, and they look it as well, and blackguards, whatever they are. Hence the phrase, ill-looking blackguards. They killed 3 policemen last year. What if they had guns? I rattle at the thought. Suddenly, the train halts with a rattle. Rattle. Boldly I stood and led the troop off the inn. Troop off the train, sorry. Boldly I stood and led. Boldly I stood and led the troop off the train, sorry. That was done by Superintendent Hare, one of the brave men to go and search for Ned Kelly and then get shot. The next one is of a positive view of Ned Kelly. It was more like a party than a hold-up. I had dressed for the occasion, green jacket, yellow trim over a yellow polo shirt, darker green skirt with yellow hem, low-cut socks and grey and white sneakers. I'd bought food, pork, cheese, fish, mammoth and cave bear steaks, and all the quinces you could eat. Drinks too. Purple Powerade cordial, not my drinks. Probably me next year. And vodka. Heaps of it. We drank heavily, Ned and I, until his stories blurred and we were knocked senseless. We woke when the fuzz arrived. I took a quick selfie with the beardy boy and made a dash back to the TARDIS. You've really let yourself go, said the doctor. Shut up. I've got something for a headache. That's done by Clara. I got a B+.
Ladies and gentlemen, Solomon, our sacrificial poet! Come on! He's one of Brisbane's brightest young poets. He's only 35. Give him a round of applause. Okay. Now, the test of whether or not I remember who the judges are. Is one called Katrina? What? But I was close. What's your name again? Christina! If you're faulting me on that, it's not going to go well tonight. What is your score? 8.5! Yeah, now, good. Please, you can react to the judges' scores. We encourage you reacting to the judges' scores. If it's a good score, like 8.5 out of 10 is close to the 10. So that is a good score. But, you know, if you disagree, also let the judges know. Okay, MC Brevity. 8.5 as well. Very brief. Penny. 8.5. Good judges, me. This is going to be the whole night. It's going to be the least tense poetry slam in history with an 18-person tie. Oh, yeah, Genevieve. 8.2. Boo! Boo. You can be arbitrary in your booing. You can cheer an 8.5 and boo an 8.2. You can cheer an 8.2 and boo an 8.5. It's fine. Brian. Sorry? 7. Oh. Fun fact, Brian is actually Solomon from the future. He's not impressed. Is that all of them? Did I miss one? You're just looking at me. Oh, you got no idea who the judges are. Penny, Brian, MC Brevity, Genevieve, Christina. That's all 5. Yeah, thanks, audience. When I say, is that all of them, you can say, yes, that's all of them. That's fine. Yeah, well, as long as you're having a good time. I'm dying up here. All right, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for the poets to begin. How do you feel about that? Yeah! All right, you there. Beautiful sideburns, iron shirt. Pick out the first name. Just the one at a time. Just relax. All right. Who is our first poet and where are they from?
Lady Longdrop from Moreton Bay.
Lady Longdrop from Moreton Bay! Keep it going while she heads up to the stage, ladies and gentlemen. There she is. Keep it going. Lady Longdrop from Moreton Bay.
Will you build for me a house of green light, a place where my children may be free? Make for me a home, for I have journeyed long and my feet are cut by coral, red in the blue and the white of my baby's eyes. Will you build a house for me, I who found refuge at the bottom of the sea? Will you build for me a house of green light, a place where my children may be free? Make for me a home, for I have journeyed long and my feet are cut by coral, red in the blue and the white of my baby's eyes. Will you build for me a bed out of driftwood, held together by the salt of your tears, that my bubble songs be remembered and my love reach the shell of your ear? Make in my name a palace of sunlight hanging over the curling waves, with the arch of my mother's skirt and the apex of my dreams. Between coal clouds and opal sea, paint for me a temple of peace. Weave from pandanus and plastic a vision of refracted glory, and I'll bring for you a pearl from the deep. Between the petals of my pain, your anguish can curl up and sleep. Come, lover, and weave me a dress out of tangled seaweed and hair. I'll wear it on our wedding night when you join me down here in this place where dreams are made and where they disappear. We'll get wet together without a single tear.
Lady Longdrop, all the way from Moreton Bay. Yeah. Great. Judges. Yeah. Katrina. That one was on purpose, but just give me your score anyway. 7. That score was so good, I'm going to jangle my change and buy a drink at the bar. Genevieve. 8.9. Yeah. Great. Look, the response to the good scores is all well and good, but please feel free to boo people. Don't fight it. You know, if a judge does something that you don't agree with, boo them. Boo them all the way to their bus stop. Not a metaphor. Brian, how did that go for you, Brian? 7.5. Yeah, yeah. You can cheer and boo at the same time. I'm not trying to control you. Agio joke. Penny. 8.2 from Penny. Aren't we all having a nice time? Was that all the judges? MC Brevity. 7.3. Woo, man, yeah. Great. Whoops. That is not nailed down. Right, one poet underway, and I've already lost the thing. Where did I put it? There it is. Can you pass me that? Thank you. My beautiful assistant, ladies and gentlemen, Tessa Rose, texting me to say you left the basket over here, idiot. Good. All right. Iron shirt. Yes, you. I'm sorry to get you up. You look very relaxed. Oh, so many poets. All right, you ready? Name and where they're from.
Wayne Fremantle Mackay.
Wayne Fremantle Mackay. From multiple places.
We come from many places. This gift of song we bring. Torn from lived experiences, we all have a song to sing. We've always had the music. We've always had the song. Music fills us full of life. We know we can't go wrong because unheard words can say so much. Unheard words can ring. Unheard words can lift the roof to where we want to sing, to where we want to sing. Although our words are unheard, anyone can hear. Unheard words can lift the roof. I hope I've made it clear that unheard words can say so much. Unheard words can ring. Unheard words can lift the roof to where we want to sing. Just like the candle burning in the darkest night, that lonely night. Better to light one lonely song than to curse the silence, that awesome silence. So let your song be free. Let your song be free because unheard words can say so much. Unheard words can ring. Unheard words can lift the roof to where we want to sing. To where we want to sing.
Ladies and gentlemen, Wayne! All the way from Fremantle, Mackay. Or somewhere like that. Serena Fremantle, Serena, Mackay, thank you for reading his shirt out loud to me. The audience. Brian, you first. I have pointed at so many people tonight who are not Brian, but I really cannot see you out there. Brian, what is your score? 6.5 from Brian. Ladies and gentlemen, our first ever woo-boo tonight. Woo-boo! Excellent. Love it. MC Brevity, 8.5. Yeah. Boo! Woo! Genevieve, 7.8. Intriguing. Penny, 8. We're building. We're going up. We're going up. Catherine, 7. Does it make a difference if I do this when I say the score? 3. Yeah, okay, good. Good to know. Psychology. All right, audience, we're 2 poets down. How are you feeling out there? Excellent. You will pick the next name. All right, who we got?
Andrew Louis from Thursday Island.
Ladies and gentlemen, Andrew Louis, all the way from Thursday Island. Come on. Andrew Louis, ladies and gentlemen.
Strong in the heart, pride in my culture. That's what's up, just another MC cipher. I can spit a few catchy rhymes, I can spill a few hard lyrics, but if you ain't paying attention, friend, you're gonna miss it. I'm proud of where I come from, I keep my culture strong. Participate in a few cultural activities, dance some island songs. I'm a Torres Strait Islander kid, you best believe it. I'm trilingual with no sequel. Heck, I'm gonna bring it back to the prequel. Back to the days my grandpappies fought for the right ways, fought for the freedom, demolished the European ways. Now I live together in perfect harmony for what they did. I'm a proud Torres Strait Islander kid. If this message was a bottle, I'd close the lid. But if I was to leave it there, you would have missed out on the other things in my mind instead. Things how kids disrespecting the cultural protocols. The disrespect hard to go high, but don't know how hard they're gonna fall. This rap is all about what's in my mind. And if my mind is wrong, then I don't want to be right. I practice what I preach because I'm a follower of the light. Jesus is my king, and I'm his loyal knight, right? Sunrise, sunset on these fines that not Cairns Islands. Birds tweeting, music blasting. That's the normal day from any of the islands, sorry. Music being spoken. Language being spoken like a mobile phone business operator. So fluent, so unique. Heck, I'm proud of being here. I'm proud of the people that represent us, okay, like Patty Mills and the Big Sam Thaiday. We need someone to make a change like a Matrix Neo. Because someone like that will be harder to find, like trying to find Nemo. Change begins with me, at least that's what I thought. Peer pressure is a criminal smoother than Michael Jackson's moonwalk. Change begins with me, I'm proud of being here. Change begins with me, I'm a Torres Strait Islander. Word.
Andrew Louis from Thursday Island, ladies and gentlemen. Come on. Woo. Judges. No, I've said the wrong name too many times. I can't remember. MC Brevity. 9.5. Yeah. Brian. 8. Yeah. Bearing in mind, that's good for Brian. Genevieve. 9.4 from Genevieve. Penny. 8.1 from Penny. 7.9. Emotions. Excellent. Good. We are underway. I've lost it. I need like a flag on it or something. I brought it with me. I left it behind again. Thank you, everybody in the helping corner, for helping. All right, I'm going to go out to these guys at the fire door in case I don't know what. You haven't decided if you like poetry yet, so you're nice and close to the door in case it doesn't work out for you. It's too late for the rest of us. Save yourself. All right, who is the next poet?
Gemma McNichol from Thursday Island.
Gemma McNichol from Thursday Island. Keep it going, ladies and gentlemen. Keep it going. Come on, Gemma Nicol from Thursday Island.
Let me explain the patterned fabric of the Torres Strait. Let me draw back the curtain to a secret way that touches many and may touch you. I knew a boy there, a beautiful boy, full of freedom and fun, and could he run and laugh and cause mischief? More mischief than was his fair share. He would fish for hours and always bring home a catch of coral trout or painted cray. It was Grandparents' Day and we all proudly paraded our uccas and upthers who were happy to be paraded and joined in the fun of storytelling and island dancing. I wish I had grandparents, said Zoe as he watched from the fringes. Everyone knew Zoe had grandparents. He'd been gifted to them by his older sister, a mum way too young to raise him. Everyone knew about his island adoption except Zoe. His mum watched on as he grew, his wonderful sissy, who packed his lunch, who dressed his wounds, who was always there but could not say. No one could say, and no one did. At 22, his ucca died, and the hidden secret could now be spoken. Zoe, I have something special to tell you. You're my precious boy, and I'm your mum, Zoe. The spinning and swirling of sorting and clashing thoughts, trying to find order in all of his confusion. Zoe stopped in silence, and a storm was brewing and building deep, deep inside. Get out! You lie, you plan on my mother, you plan my sissy, and I never sick for you again. And he didn't. Walking in the unknown, walking in the unknown. Where did you go, my precious baby? Ooh. Ooh,
ladies and gentlemen, Gemma McNichol. Yeah. All right. K or C? 9. Emotions. Penny. 8.5. Oh, low rumbling. You are in trouble, my friends. Genevieve. 7.9. Yeah. All right, I like Genevieve. That's unnecessarily mean. I can get behind that. Did I already ask Brian? Brian? 9 from Brian. I love it. Genevieve just like laughed disdainfully and spat on the ground. Best judge ever. MC Brevity, 8.9. Excellent score. 7.9, also an excellent score. But it's becoming a little distressing how much I'm lacking a mean judge. That's my fault. I thought they all looked mean, dead on the inside, but I was wrong. Someone waving at me? Do you have a question? What about her? Yeah, we should all be judges. I'm judging you right now. Another poet, ladies and gentlemen. Great. This is what happens when there's no mean judge. I start to get mean. Okay, you there? No, you there. Nice pressed iron shirts. I don't know why I'm obsessed with iron shirts today. So I'm living vicariously. All right, nice and loud.
Charlie Pickle, Rockhampton.
Charlie Pickle from Rockhampton, ladies and gentlemen. Make her welcome to the stage. Make some noise. More noise than that. How's the height?
What's all this confusion, a need for a transfusion, an emotional contusion shattering the illusions of a creative infusion. This is no longer amusing. Me or the universe. Now look who's refusing. Levels of a vegan for unexpected reasons. 'Tis no longer the season of my sexual moment seizing. Instead, it's just talk of all my eggs and my plans freezing. I am so over this existence, so fucking demeaning. But there is a solution. And it's controversial. Hooray for hysterectomy. Save your vasectomy, because darling, even though you're so very dear to me, my ovaries got the best of me. So let us dabble in all of the ecstasy, because parenthood is just well and truly dead to me. So rip him out, doc. No time for useless stock. Nowhere for his sperm to knock. Now our genitals can finally lock without the fear of unwanted flocks. No need for pesky pills in a box. Just you, right there. Yes, you. And me, and the freedom to fucking rock. So wink, wink, nudge, nudge, all you conservatives can judge, but my views, they will not budge. You see, the Catholic Church can hold its grudge, saving pedophile priests from themselves and such. But you know what? How about you fucking bleed excessively to breed and then tell me if it's too much? So, hooray for hysterectomy. Despite what you expect of me, I am spawnless and blessed to be. No abortion's necessary because I'm living respectfully. See, I'm selfish with complexity, eating my cake because I was meant to be, fornicating freely whenever I damn well fucking please.
Ladies and gentlemen, Charlie Pickles! Ha! Well done, everybody. Judges, how are you faring? How is your emotional fortitude? Suspiciously quiet. MC, I want to say MC Breezy, so let's change to that. MC Breezy, 8.6. It was a considered 8.6, but you know, who cares? Brian, who I will now call MC Brevity. 8. Yeah, boo. Boo away. More booing. I love it. It gives me power. Genevieve. 7.8. It's not just children she hates. That's good to know. Betty. 8.2. Name starts with a K or C. 8. Yeah, boo. Whatever. I get excited by the numbers. All right, that was good work, everyone. I think we have one more poet for this round. Is that correct, boss? In your hidey hole behind your giant N. One more. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we've got one more poet, and then we will have an amazing band, because apparently all this shit behind me isn't just awesome set dressing. I was a little disappointed to discover. I thought we could maybe have a photo shoot, but apparently there's a band, so that's exciting as well. One more poet. I'm going to pick the name. Ladies and gentlemen, can we have a hushed and awed silence? So we're going to have, yeah, the band, then more poets, then more me, because there just isn't enough. Ladies and gentlemen, did someone zing me? Who got me? Who is Genevieve scoring me? None of that. Ladies and gentlemen, our final poet for this round, can you make him very welcome all the way from Cairns, Brenton Clutterbuck! Keep it going. He's stuck. He's trying to work his way out. What's going on? You're going that way. There's no way over there. Keep applauding. He's lost.
Men wish women would put out on the first date. In between Facebook posts about how much they hate sluts who wear their skirts so small, appalled by the falling standards of self-respect because your dignity is measurable by the extent to which I'm not erect. A persistent architect standing outside the doors, saying, "Don't go through them, because it isn't what he built them for." Because the body is a temple that's built for a religion whose most fundamental tenet is shame. Now, women should be careful because on a fundamental level, the nature of all men is inherently evil. Every man you see is a likely date raper. They're like lions after meat because it's built into our nature. But if I look around my room, I'll see a lot of dirty socks and some unwashed plates and cups and dust and old jocks, but there's no blood. There's no bones and there's no lumps of gazelle. There's no dead water buffalo giving off a bad smell. Because we're not beasts and we're not demons and we're not soldiers displaying a great noble resistance against our basest inclinations. We're the next step in a long line of Homo sapiens, and we just stand on 2 feet and start to act like it. And stop giving away the microphone to the pundits who funded the Royal National Institute for rationalising your own bullshit. With studies that prove that consent is a commonly complex concept, as though there's an abstract dichotomy between a yes and a no. Many years ago, we kept women as chattel, and now we try to keep them imprisoned in words, like caging up birds and then wondering why they won't fly onto our shoulders and sing away some of our loneliness.
Ladies and gentlemen, Brenton Clutterbuck! Judges, please try and score the poem and not his amazing last name. MC Breezy. No, MC Brevity. 9! Brian, formerly known as name starts with a C or a K. 9! Are you getting all this, boss? I'm changing their names. Is that, yep, you're okay over there. What a jerk. Penny, 8.7. I talked beforehand. I think people forgot what you were doing that for. MC Breezy, 9.8. That's a pretty good score. Genevieve, 9.7. Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is the first round. Can you give a huge round of applause to all of our poets who have been up here so far? Now, am I right to just go straight into introducing the band, or should I introduce a slightly awkward pause? They're really good. I'm not getting any information for anyone. How do you feel, band? You ready? You good? All right, ladies and gentlemen, can you make them very welcome to the stage? Bring them on like it's some kind of pro wrestling match. Their video is just played over there. Whatever. Ladies and gentlemen, can you make them very welcome to the stage? Start clapping now. Come on. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. Buddha in a chocolate box.
And all of us have some frustration. You let it breed, it turns into hatred. The pain that you have to swallow will let your dreams follow. You're queuing in another line, paying money to some other guy. Passwords, PIN codes, your mind will explode. You're running short of time. All those payments and taxes all over, like an insect that's caught in a web. Well, just turn to the one that annoys you and tell him you love him instead. What do you really want to be? Is a question that's always haunting me. Travel the world with my beautiful girl. What will be, will be. This life is just a test. When we pass it, we'll get to rest. So live your life well, be true to yourself. Don't be afraid to help. All those payments and taxes all over, like an insect that's caught in a web. Well, just turn to the one that annoys you. Tell him you love him instead. La-di-di-da-di-da. All those payments and taxes all over, like an insect that's caught in a web. Well, just turn to the one that annoys you. Tell him you love him instead. La-di-di-da-di-da. La-di-da-di-di-da. La-di-di-da-di-da. La-di-da-di-da. La-di-di-da-di-da. La-di-da-di-di-da. La-di-di-da-di-da. La-di-da-di-da.
Cheers. I think we're having a few problems with the sound there, Richard. Sorting that out, bro.
My mother, she once said that don't care's made to care. My father, with his dark eyes, saying don't you live this life. Yeah, the wolves, they'll come for me. sun, where you could have been anyone, but the wolves, they'll come for me. My sister, with her eyes shut, makes forgetting hard enough. My brothers, everywhere, don't you live in fear. I care, but the wolves, they'll come for me. Yeah, the wolves, they'll come for me. Staring at the sun, where you could have been anyone, but the wolves, they'll come for me. Staring at the sun, where you could have been anyone, but the wolves, they'll come for me. On a night full of mystery, a lip-stained glass sitting next to me. I wonder who it belongs to. I see her walking across the floor. Some devil eyes, I can tell that she's wanting more. And on the night our bodies explored, but it all felt like this on the night we first kissed. What started as fun has turned into something real, but now I feel my Desiree. Why do you watch me when I shave? You look in the mirror like it was yesterday. My Desiree, you're saying a love like ours can't be saved. Well, I've buried hearts like yours in unmarked graves. My Desiree,
time is moving on. We're living together, how we even bought a dog. But I can tell that something's wrong. Oh, at the day all we do is fight. But when the sun goes down, we're in bed and we're feeling alright. But how can this go on and on? Oh, but it all fades away from the night you first stayed. What started as fun has turned into something real. But now I feel my Desiree. Why do you watch me when I shave? You look in the mirror like it was yesterday. My Desiree, you're saying a love like ours can't be saved. Well, I've buried hearts like yours in unmarked graves. My Desiree. Now it's time to escape. Standing by the door, thinking, is this a mistake? But she bet me to the line. So I return to the dark, gather my things, 'cause I don't feel the love. That's when I decide to run. Oh, but it all fades away from a beautiful night to a dark and lonely day. I got a pocket full of dreams and a head going round and round, but I've been found. My Desiree, why do you watch me when I shave? You look in the mirror like it was yesterday. My Desiree, you're saying a love like ours can't be saved. Well, I've buried hearts like yours in unmarked graves. My Desiree. Desiree, why do you watch me when I shave? You look in the mirror like it was yesterday. My Desiree, you're saying a love like ours can be saved. Well, I've buried hearts like yours in unmarked graves. My Desiree, my Desiree, my Desiree, my Desiree. Cheers. We're putting on Chocolate Box. Thanks for having us. Thanks to all of you guys that stayed quiet and had to listen to us, yeah? I look towards stars. Why can't I be there? Why can't I be there? Oh, have you heard the word? You know what you deserve. Do you think that is fair? Do you think that is fair? But you fill up all your cups. You're covered with greed, covered with greed. Look into your soul, or can you reach your goal? You got all that you need, all that you need. Don't give in, just love and start your living. Don't give in, just love and start your living. You're living. We come from the west, we gather for the feast. Earth, you know what it's worth. It's time to change, time to change. Unify as one, and all your fears will run. It's a brand new day, brand new day. Don't give in, just love and start your living. Don't give in, just love and start your living. You're living. We come from the west, we gather for the feast. Just love and start your living. Don't give in, just love and start your living. Don't give in, just love and start your living. Don't give in, just love and start your living. You're living. We come from the west, we gather for the feast. Don't give in, don't give in, don't give in, don't give in. Don't give in, don't give in, don't give in. We gather for the feast. Thanks heaps. We're putting on Sugar Box. It's been a pleasure.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go over here, get in everyone's way, knock some shit over. Great. Ladies and gentlemen, can you give it up for Butter in the Chocolate Box? More. Give up more of it. Butter in the Chocolate Box, ladies and gentlemen. Excellent. Well done, everybody. Wow. That was suspiciously quick. All right. How is everyone feeling? How was that for you? How are you all doing? Well, good noise. How are you? You look like a real person. He's a real person, ladies and gentlemen. How are you guys over there? This sort of region. How is this region? That one, that region's good too. This region, 2 thumbs up. You, yeah, he doesn't know what's going on. Mostly no. Great, good. Just so we're all across it, I'm not killing time. So we're all aware of that. Yeah, is that how you do it? No, that's wrong. Should I just get into it? I'm just waiting for those guys. Isn't it good how you could hear me if I wasn't on the mic, but I still do it on the mic for professionalism. All right, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to start round 2 of the Queensland Final of the National Poetry Slam? Are you all ready to start round 2? Excellent. The first name from the basket will be you, picked by you. The Man with the Magic Pointing Finger. It's a children's novel no one should ever write. Okay.
Noodle string.
Noodle string, ladies and gentlemen, all the way from Cloncurry. Stop, 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 stop. Ladies and gentlemen, it is traditional to applaud the poets on their way to the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, Noodle String, all the way from Cloncurry.
Nation. There is no laughter anymore. On the streets of Gaza beside the wall. The wall that Israel builds around people whose faith is not their own. And some of those people come here on boats and rafts they risk defeat to enter our land, a land that's sweet. But the government in league with Mr. Murdoch and Pope tries to control their destiny and hope by telling them that there is no more chances to enter Australia's back door. But these are people fleeing for life from starvation, tyranny, chaos and strife. To stay for them would be to see their children sold into sexual slavery, into punishment, torture, fear and despair. How can you say, Prime Minister, that you do not care? Surely these people can change their cloak. To be a good Aussie is to be a good bloke. Stop treating people as though they're a joke. It's time to like, not just simply poke fun at the way people try to survive. It's time to act and help, not deceive and connive. We all deserve the chance to be free, not taken from behind and given jack buggery. Let's remember the reason that they want to come. Australia is a land we bask in the sun. Let's give them some warmth. Let's give them compassion. Let's really show them why we are a great nation.
Yeah! Ladies and gentlemen, noodle string! It's happening. Oh, wow. Who killed this audience member down the front? Was his voice just so calming? All right, judges. Sorry, I should have checked in with you. Judges, Genevieve. 7.9 from Genevieve. I love that the mean judge is still giving 7.9. Like, that's a solid score. Anyway. Brian, as in the new Brian. 8.5. Yeah, I love it. People are like, nah, 7.9, nah, 8.5, not good enough. MC Brevity. 8.4. Yeah, we got a little boo squad down here. Penny. 8. Yeah, you can boo the booers over here. That's fine. MC Breezy. 9. We are underway. It is happening. It can't unhappen. You there, plucky, impressionable poets to be one day. Oops. God, I almost stepped on someone's leg. Pick a name. Great. All right, you ready?
Ashley Martin from Goondiwindi.
Ashley Martin from Goondiwindi, ladies and gentlemen. I'm walking backwards. I'm on the stage. Ashley Martin from Goondiwindi.
I see you laughing, I see you mocking, and admittedly it hurts. But I can get over it. You know why? Because you don't know me. You don't know what I like to do for fun, what I like to talk about when I'm happy, angry, scared, or sad. You don't know who matters most to me, and you don't care. Because the person you laugh and mock and tease is just that, a person. To you anyway. But you don't know what makes me laugh or what makes me cry. You don't know my fears, my joys, or my burdens. So why do you still mock and jeer and say horrible things for me to hear? Like I said, you don't know me at all. More importantly, you don't know yourself. Now, isn't that just sad? I didn't expect you to understand who I am, but I didn't expect you to tease me because of the person you thought I was. So why bother? Actually, don't answer that. I have one thing to say to you. You don't scare me because you don't know me at all.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ashley Martin from Goondiwindi. Applaud her. I will crush you. MC Breezy, 6.5. You think you know a judge? They go and do something like that. New Brian, 7. Penny, sorry, 7.7. Good emotions. MC Breezy, no, Brevity. I know, this is important. 7.4. Those are scores. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, no. I'm sorry. What do you say, Genevieve? 7 points? 7.2. Who are all these gosh darn talky people in the scores? This is... Oh, no, I can see everyone and no one's talking. You. The noises. Nope, he's not talking. Anyway. Good work, everyone. Thank you for not noticing I forgot the bucket again. Oh no, she is alive. Don't worry. All right, ladies and gentlemen, poetry of round 2. How do you feel about that? Do you feel emotions? Are you ready? Prepared? Pumped? Dicey? Unsure? Flatulent? Whatever. Sorry. Stepped on? However you feel. All right, you there. You there. It's time to pull a name. The third poet, ladies and gentlemen, a hushed, awed silence.
Hamish Lancaster from Logan.
Hamish Lancaster from Logan, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah!
I met her at the bookstore. I was following her, or she was following me. Neither of us were sure. It was just for one night. We decided to go out. It'll be fine, right? We can just talk it out. So, what brought you to the bookstore? I asked her quite honestly. I've read all your books, she muttered rather quickly. I mean, all the books you've read. I've been watching you for years, tracking all your purchases, imagining your fears. Now we can be together since you finally said hello. I tried to hide my horror, but it did begin to show. I ordered something potent to take the edge away, a little liquid courage, not knowing what to say. A few more drinks than planned later. She dragged me halfway to her car. It's fine, I'll drive you home, she said. It isn't very far. Wait, you know where I live? We've both had way too much. I know most things about you. I've used Google and such. A few minutes of drunk driving later, I was letting her in. She was cute after all. First world problem, I have a cute stalker. She picked up my photo album. This is my new favourite picture of you. That's an odd thing to say. All the photos I take of you are blurry, taken from far away. Look, I don't mean to be rude, but those books were mostly gifts. I barely read any of them. You've got to get a grip. If you really got to know me, you wouldn't have this planned. Then I noticed my initials, they were tattooed on her hand. Look, this is madness. This is not how people meet. She started to disrobe, clothing falling at her feet. I was a bit too drunk to argue. It was just one night, I swear. I woke up early the next morning and my cute stalker wasn't there. I visited the bookstore a few times just in case. I haven't seen her since. I recognise her face. It was just one night. One night after all. She never wrote a letter. She didn't ever call. I met her at the bookstore. I was following her or she was following me. Neither of us were sure.
Hamish Lancaster, ladies and gentlemen. It's the first gig where I've ever had a weird Easter bucket to gesture with. All right. No one cares what you think, audience. We only care what the judges think. Yeah, you love it. Tell us to shut up more, Hadley. Well, I probably will. Genevieve. 9.8. Brian. 9.2. MC Breezy. 9.9. MC Brevity. 9.7. Weird scores. Penny. 9. Christina isn't real anymore. She's Brian now. Just like you will all be Brian by the end of the night. Even you. Great, good, well done. Good, yes, you do it. Are you ready for the next poet, ladies and gentlemen? This man is in a leather jacket. Don't worry, I've called Campbell Newman. All right, give it to us.
Tyler Phillips, Goondiwindi.
Tyler Phillips from Goondiwindi, ladies and gentlemen. Come on. Bring her up to the stage.
His eyes looked like road maps. As his tears soaked the collar of his hand-me-down midnight blue t-shirt, there was a slight tear upon the left breast pocket. His heart sank in flames, only to collide with the guilt churning within the swelling angst of his gut. A feeling that no man may wish upon his worst enemy. Many will only ever see a lost soul, but I want to fix you. I want to fix your broken bits. I want to mix the love and compassion I have for you, even on your darkest days, with the brightness of the sun and the dust of the universe to adhere all your little broken bits back together. And to the pieces that cannot be found, the ones that are missing, I will give you mine. They won't be perfect, but we can sand them down until they fit. We will sand away the imperfections as you teach me to be a better person, and I will give them to you. I also want to fix your smile. Not because it was ever broken. In fact, it was quite perfect. But I want to be the reason that you smile every day. I also want to fix the way you walk face down because you really are so beautiful. The bones that frame your face reflecting the sunlight so perfectly from ear to ear that when I look at you, I see a constellation on your shoulders. I want to stay awake and fix you. I want to stay awake with you just to fight a losing battle with the sun and hear the secrets that once burnt your lips to repress. I want to stay awake with you and I will burden the weight of the bags falling upon your cheeks as I tremble a while longer just to hear another piece of you. I will stay awake with you until the early hours of the morning and the road maps drawn in your eyes are no longer from sorrow but lead me straight into your heart. Just above the tear in your left breast pocket of that midnight blue t-shirt. And when the night is through and all your little broken bits have been fixed, only then will I fall. Twice. The first held tightly in your arms as my eyes become victim to slumber. The second from the peak of my love without a helmet to protect my righteous thoughts, nor breastplate to protect my heart from wounds, nor shoulder pads to prevent the weight of our memories. Because when I start to fall and make my own little broken bits, I know you'll be there to fix me.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tyler Phillips! All the way from Goondiwindi. MC Breezy, brevity. 8.7. Brian, 9. Penny, 8.9. Genevieve, 7. In her defense, she said it very apologetically. MC Breezy, 9. Can we just have a massive round of applause for all of our poets who have come from a long, long way out of Brisbane, all over Queensland, amazing talents. Huge round of applause for the State Library of Queensland for making it possible. Whoa, shit. Sucks to be the State Library right now. Come on, huge round of applause for the State Library, making it possible. They pay the bills, they deal with the logistics, sending a bunch of poets out to regional areas to make this a thing. Yeah, that's right. No, you're in trouble. All these motherfuckers up the back have been talking the whole time, but you're in trouble. Sorry for the swears. All right, you, after all of that. Pick a name. All right, you ready? Audience, are you ready? Yes. I also loved that TV show, The Gladiators. What? You didn't win a car. What are you doing? It's not a lucky door prize. It's a poet. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the next poet is... All right. This doesn't usually happen. And the next poet is... All right. I'll just take that. Great. The next poet is Shay Conaglan from Rockhampton. What? Oh, your name is also Shay. Shay, ladies and gentlemen.
The economy kicks over, it's another working day. The workers head on home to enjoy a great buffet. Their wives are happy to see them and their children are happy too. Around the table they'll gather and discuss the day's bright hues. At the end of their day, they have a place to go, a place that is warm and a place that they know, a family that is happy and a smile that is not forced, for they are loved by all their children and happily endorsed. But the street bears another soul who is tired and worn out from a hard day begging in a world of heartless drought. For no one has a buck to spare as our wallets strive to burst, no help for the homeless man who begs and cries with thirst. This man whom is homeless is neglected from any love, so he ambles from bench to bench as the sun sets above. In the middle of winter's fury, his knuckles simply lock, as there are no heated blankets where he lay beneath the dock. When the moon heralds its face and gestures night is here, his heart begins to race as the night is filled with fear. The night is filled with fear. The remnants of a heartless world is the cause for this man's sadness. No other reason can explain. We've just been so cruel and heartless. In a ever-moving world, we seek our own advances, so we forget about the little man who has no chances.
Shay, ladies and gentlemen, come on! All the way from Rocky. Right. MC Breezy. Oh, okay, we'll come back to you. That was a lot of thinking and feeling going on there, and I'm not comfortable with that sort of business. Genevieve. 7.4. You should have worn a headscarf that makes you less easy to spot. You are upsetting the audience. Penny. 8.8. I promise, Genevieve, next time you give a low score, I'll do it like this, and they'll cheer you. It'll be great. Brian. 7. Brian. I wish I'd never called you Brian. MC Brevity. 7.4. Everyone's kind of lost energy except for Booing Club down here. Oh, no. They broke the first rule of Booing Club. No, not booing. Okay, back to you, MC Breezy. How you feel? Sorry? 7.2. Boo. Come on, everyone join Booing Club. 7.2. Boo. It's a good score. Comparatively, it isn't. Great. First rule of Booing Club. Yeah, well, good. Good for you. Audience, of course you liked the poem. Did you like the poem, audience? Of course you loved the poem, audience. These judges start out loving poetry, but they just get hollowed out. They have to turn poetry into a decimal. No one wants that. No one wants that for their life, but we force them into it, because that's what poetry is all about, apparently. Yeah, no, I'm not asking her again. It'll be the same name again. Oh, it's my middle name this time. All right, I'm coming at you. You ready?
Stephen Oliver, Brisbane.
Stephen Oliver from Brisbane, ladies and gentlemen. Make some noise. Where is he? Here he comes. Ladies and gentlemen, Stephen Oliver from Brisbane.
I'm about to inject some blackness into the state affair. Now, to be exact, when I say black, it's my Aboriginality I want to declare. See, we're 2% of the population, so to see this shit is rare. So sit back, relax, and enjoy what I got, because I got nothing but love to share. Okay, I lied. I might share some facts. Facts that pertain to us, minority or blacks. Like we're 2% of the population, but we're 20% of the jails. My own father's a statistic when it comes to Aboriginal males. Our life expectancy is shorter by around 15 years, and in a space of 6 months, 5 times I shed tears. We're numbing our lives with substance abuse, and if that doesn't work, we look for a noose. Our suicide rate's one of the highest on earth, and people think the answer is to deny us our worth. We should just forget who we are. Act the white way, because it's the right way. You want a better life? You better do what the man say. And it just goes around in circles. 226 years and we're facing the same hurdles. Asking for the same things we were asking way back when, like, let us be ourselves on our own lands. And this isn't about guilt. It's not about blame. It's not about trying to make people feel shame, because, see, we'll say it's the white man. Then he says it's us blacks. And we go back and forth till we're talking to backs, or we're sitting in silence, not saying a word, or maybe we're screaming.
but not being heard. The truth of it is, we're in this together. So why not be brothers and work for the better? Why not start talking, lending our ears, embracing the truths and facing our fears? We all share this land every day, every night. So why not look to our plight and help make it right? Because only when people are truly equal, you see, is when we can say we're all free.
Stephen Oliver, ladies and gentlemen! You don't have to stop on my account if you feel like continuing. That's fine. I don't even know who to start with. Penny, let's start with you. What? There was a rogue tenor. What? 9.4. Brian. 9.2. MC Breezy. 9.5. Genevieve. 9.9. Yeah. MC Brevity. 9.8. Superb. Ladies and gentlemen, that was all 6 poets of the second round. Can you give them a massive round of applause? We're now going to have our second feature performer for the evening, which in News of the Weird is me. Kind of hard to segue into that. So I'm going to put this microphone down and talk into this microphone. Thank you for at least trying to cheer. All right, I'm just going to do a couple of little poems to, break up the poems or whatever. That's how we do. This is an old one. There's a tradition at poetry slams when a poet gets up and says they're doing something new, that the audience chants, new shit. But in Canberra, when you get up and say you're doing something old, the tradition is that the audience goes, ah, bats. So this is an old one. So, I said I love you. In the same sort of hangdog way, the pilot tells you that he sold all the parachutes back in Tijuana for a bottle of coconut rum and a broken FM radio. And you say, that's all well and good, but it doesn't change the fact that we're crashing into the ocean with no way to bail out. But the pilot stopped listening to you and is scratching at his pants, sniffing it, saying, mustard? When did I eat mustard? And so you storm into the cargo bay to see if there's anything you can use as a parachute, but there's nothing in there but wooden crates filled with cabbages bound for the Transvaal. So you start to try and break the crates up in the hope you can build a rudimentary sled and sleigh your way to safety. But the packing crates won't break up right, and cabbage leaves never made good wings. So you storm back into the cockpit, and the pilot's given up on flying the plane. He's trying to tune the broken FM radio, and a bitter bite of turbulence sees him spill his rum and coke all down your front. And out loud, accidentally out loud, you say, why did I have to pick this plane? And the pilot looks up at you. Guilty, wounded, slips off his cracked aviators, drops them on the floor and says, because I love you. And you say that's all well and good, but it doesn't help the facts. And all these bits of broken wood and cabbage leaves will all sink soon enough. And it's all well and good, but it doesn't change the fact. Thanks. Okay. All right. Last time I did this poem was actually the first time I'd ever done it in Brisbane. We just moved up. We'd only been here for a few weeks. And I did it up in that thing where there is now a giant H with my name on it. Because that's what happens when you're finally treated as a professional. They build giant cardboard statues of the first letter of your name. Poets take note, professional. I was born in Canberra. I lived there for most of my life. I love it very deeply, but it's for anyone who loves their town and also wishes it would burn down. It's called Love Letter to Canberra. 1, 2, this town will wear you down when winter rolls around. This town, with a bullet in one hand and a feather in the other, noose, rope around its wrist, grave dirt on its... Oh, shit. This town with a noose around its wrist, grave dirt on its lips. Grinning bloodless is that murder on its breath or its fist inside your chest. Its mother was a spider and its father was a hole in the ground. This town will drag you down when winter rolls around. Just accept that it's happening. This town will hold you down with its no. This town will drag you down when winter rolls around. This town, with a stick to help it stand and a seagull on its shoulder. Copper coins for eyelids, fish, boats for fingers, gold coffin full of fog. Your heart won't last the frost. Its mother was a spider and its father was a hole in the ground. This town will hold you down when winter rolls around. 1, 2, this town will hold you down. You should have left when the moss lit out. This town will hold you down. Drink every last drip of your blood. This town will hold you down as the rain turns into a flood. This town will hold you down with coffin nails in your flesh. This town will hold you down, but those are your hands around your neck. 1, 2. Well, I, for one, I'm glad that went exactly how I rehearsed it. It's been a long time since I was up there. I did actually do it the other morning, like 10:30 a.m. at bush breakfast in Cloncurry after the rodeo. And it went over remarkably well, by which I mean no one asked me to leave. I'm just going to do one more, then we're going to go back to the slam. This is I just did a show recently for the Queensland Poetry Festival, and this is a poem from it. Presumably, being that you're all at a poetry slam, you have all watched the Oprah Winfrey produced Lindsay Lohan reality TV show series. Anyway, this is a poem about that. At some point, around the 6th or 7th episode, she just disappeared completely, wasn't answering her phone, and got so bad they had to call in Oprah, which is pretty serious fucking business. So this is a poem about that. Really, gonna need to lie down. But there's more poetry slam to be had after this. It's called Children's Song. Lindsay awakes and she goes back to bed, and the rain in her head and the blisters are singing and the phones are ringing, the twisters are twisting, a bath in the bed, a well in her head. Lindsay awakes and the house is on fire. She started the fire, admire the fire, never tire a fire, acquire a fire. It sings up the curtains, it's just like in church. Lindsay awakes and the vodka is gone. Did it go on its own? Has it found a new home? The bottle is lonely. Let's find it some friends. Let's call up some friends. They're not your real friends. They are your real friends. Lindsay awakes and the TV is on. There's no one at home. Her handshake a lot. Who's on the screen? Hey, Lindsay, it's me. It's me. Lindsay, it's me. Lindsay awakes and she floats out of bed. She floats down to the graveyard, red rose for her head. She sees in the dirt where everyone bled. She weaves a warm blanket from a river of hair where the knots of the rocks and split ends mark the tears of the river's rough surface where the frogs breach for air. Lindsay awakes and the frogs call her name. They dance in a circle, nude, no shame, but Lindsay can't hear them, her phone is switched off. Camera's gone, cameras gone. Lindsay awakes and she breathes in the moss, and the crackle of flashbulbs is something that happens to somebody else. And down in the ground she counts fingers and toes and touches her belly the colour of bone. Lindsay awakes to moss softly snoring. The shapes on their wings flow like black and white Rorschach. A vision unfurling of ghosts and the moon. Divisions dividing as cells are amassed. The booze becomes bitter, no taste for black ash. As stars and black holes, a universe forming down here in the colds. As swallows that turn on magnetic fields in the palm of her hand, something that's real. She whispers out loud, this could have been real. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I've been Hadley doing the feature set. I will now pick up the other microphone and step slightly to the right and be Hadley doing the emceeing, because who cares? Thank you, Hadley. That was a set. I like the words. Not most of them, but some of them are okay. This is what it's like living with me. Tess is constantly walking into the kitchen. I'm like, hey, Hadley, how you doing? At nothing. I'm tired. How's everyone else? Good? Are you ready for round 3? 6 more poets vying for poetic dominance, thrusting their words, thrustingly. It's a metaphor, but it doesn't have to be. You, from Booing Squad, the treasurer, ladies and gentlemen, of Booing Club. Whew. All right, let's bring it back. Welcome back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you ready for round 3? All right, the next poet is
Keith Douglas.
Keith Douglas, ladies and gentlemen. All the way from Cloncurry. I'm just going to wipe his microphone off for him. He's very particular, our Keith. Where is he? There he is. Come on, keep it coming, ladies and gentlemen. Keith Douglas!
The herd is getting smaller and the boneyard's getting bigger. And I have a million reasons to get up and walk away. But this ain't going to happen, even though the bills are stacking, because we have a job we must do, so we turn up every day. The government's apathetic, bordering closely on pathetic. They seem to keep their distance and hope we'll go away. But when there's no food in the larder, they'll find things a little harder, and maybe they'll understand what we do to earn our pay. They think we're sitting on the veranda looking for a handout. But milk don't come from Woolworths and meat don't come from Coles. I hear some people whining, there's way more money made in mining. But they don't know you can't eat copper and it's hard to chew on gold. They say, food, we can buy it. Other countries will provide it. It'll be so much cheaper from lands across the sea. So as not to cause dissension, there's some things that I won't mention. Let me put it this way. I like my produce clean and green. When milk's $10 a litre and potatoes just a pleasure, you can only eat at Easter or maybe on Christmas Day. When you need a loan to buy a T-bone, then maybe the truth will hit home and maybe the critics will understand what I'm trying to say. This drought has really tried me. My family's worked beside me. The question that I ponder is, should I leave these kids this place? For the debt's so hard to swallow. It's a real chain and collar. I wonder, really, should I leave them all the things I have to face? But they will come behind me. Their enthusiasm reminds me why we roll our sleeves up and do what we do each day. To quit would be a failure. It's our job to feed Australia. We are Australian farmers and we turn up every day.
Yay! Come on, Keith, ladies and gentlemen. Boom! Judges, he said, momentarily forgetting who they are. Brian, 8.9. Boo. It's got to be higher, says the lady sleeping down the front for the last hour. Make it higher. Genevieve, 8.8. Boo. I love you booing high scores. This is great. MC Breezy. Don't listen to them. 8.7. Yes. I love it. She is completely asleep, having some kind of whack night terror down the front here. 9.9. She's being chased by the number 9. MC Brevity. 8.5. Penny. 8.5 from Penny. But what did you think of the poem? Poetry! Oh my God! I cannot believe that I haven't said this all night. Hold on while I pose. Ladies and gentlemen, I can probably go a little lower than that. Ladies and gentlemen, poetry is the real winner. This is my job. They pay me to do this. Next poet! Up to me. Okay. You there. Ladies and gentlemen, this gentleman has been sitting here all night and is a master at moving his beer out of the way just as I go to walk past him. It is incredible. All right, who's our next poet?
Matt Gardner, Moreton Bay.
Matt Gardner from Moreton Bay, ladies and gentlemen. Here he comes, sauntering up, his hair blowing in the breeze. Matt Gardner, and he's leaving the venue. Matt Gardner from Moreton Bay has left the venue. That was weird. Hey, oh my God, this little hippie guy went out and turned into... Yeah. What an entrance!
We're the lost ones, born the black sheep and built on dreams. We're the cannon fodder that flew too far. The 1% that makes the difference, holds the fort, holds the scared hands. We inspire the maybes. We are the yes makers, shaking lives like they're Coke cans and throwing in Mentos. We are grenades. Mint made to state change and self-bred to believe at all costs. We're the lost ones, more at home in the unknown open than behind any common closed door. We are the rattlesnake hypnotizers, living lives that have the bold, explosive makeup of an atomic explosion. We are ripples of thought through the matter of the masses, knowing when the day dawns and the sun sets, nothing else really matters. Defined by the heart on our sleeves, not the logo on our breast or the balance of our banks. We're the ones that don't stop dreaming when we get out of bed, locked eye to eye with a lion till it runs away. We're the fear crushers, doubt hushers, and lip-synced love makers. We're the lost ones, the fireside dancers, rain makers, job quitters, homemade lemonade stand life winners. We see in gold, so it doesn't matter what medal we wear. Hands up on the roller coaster with the wind in our hair. We live in a question mark and speak with an exclamation. Life is blind behind blinks. So we are open-eyed wanderers growing old without grace.
It's the equation of legends, which is always +1. Because we fall down, yes, but we will always get up one more time. We're the lost ones.
Ladies and gentlemen, Matt Gardner! Judges, Brian. 8.5. Boo. Penny. Boo. Yay. I don't know. It's 0.2 difference. MC Breezy. 8.7. Oh, shit. You guys can't catch a break. Genevieve. 8.8. Man, that's the difference between an 8.7 and an 8.8. MC Brevity. Sorry? 8.7. Can we give it up for Matt? I can't perform on a stage until I've punched it in the face, Gardner. I'm from Moreton Bay. We have to dominate a stage first. Right. Names. Who hasn't picked a name yet but feels like they'd be really good at it? No one. All right, I'll do it. Oh, for Christ's sakes. I'm all the way over this side. All right, who? You? Yeah, you saw him do it. You were like, oh, man, he did that all wrong.
Dakota Lamont from Mackay.
Dakota Lamont from Mackay. Lamont. Dakota Lamont from Mackay, ladies and gentlemen. Where are they? Is there going to be another fake out where they walk out of the room? Because that was amazing. Make a very welcome Dakota Lamont.
I have a few bad habits that I've picked up here and there. I always get to wear my retainer. I don't really know how to back down from a challenge. I always forget to properly take off my makeup, and I never get enough sleep. But in no way are any of these my worst habits. In fact, they wouldn't even make the top 5. There are far worse things that I do every single day. I break promises, not so much to others, but to myself. I tell myself that I'll go for a run, I'll stop doing things that make me unhappy, and I'll stop caring what people think. And then I break them. I've broken so many promises to myself that I don't even know how to follow through on them anymore. But still, that's not my worst habit. I don't know how to shut up, not so much verbally, but mentally. I will walk into a room and I will pick apart the details of what every single person says to me until every single bad thought that I've ever had starts to sneak up on me from the back of my brain and drown me. And I don't know how to shut it up. But still, that's not my worst habit. My worst habit is my tendency to fall. I fall in love with people that I've never met, and I fall in love with cities that I've never been to. And it's not even one real person or one real place. It's just a burning need for anywhere but here. And then there are those places that are named and real, but they really aren't. The street next to Broadway is lined with starving, shrunken in people. And then around that corner, there are people selling their bodies for money. And then a few more streets down, there's the stench, the smell of death, and it never fades. And then a few more streets down, there are people being beaten down to the ground for being who they are. But I'll still dream for it. I'll fall into the habit of falling for fake things because surely there is better than here.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dakota Lamont! Come on! Genevieve, let's start with you. 7.9. Hey, Dakota, she's just there. She's right. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you know where she is. Penny. 9. Brian. 8. They're fickle, the audience. MC Brevity. 9. Back up. It's the roller coaster. MC Breezy. 8.9. I like the cheering of the 8 and the booing of the 9. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have 3 poets left. How does that make you feel? 2 poets from tonight will be representing Queensland, basically representing you individually at the National Slam. You should be a lot more emotionally involved in this. Thank you for your sort of desperate woos. All right. I'm just going to pick a name. Ladies and gentlemen, the next poet on stage, can you please make them very welcome, Justin Andrews. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. Keep it going, Justin Andrews.
When my brother and I were kids, we used to sit in the back of the car. We weren't going very far, and we'd get into a fight about something real slight, which I guess is no surprise, and it might go all night, and he'd hit me. But before my temper was really gone, I'd say the word to save the day. You know the word. Mom. Or it's more like, Mom! And she'd turn. Boy, apologize. Yeah, that's right. You listen to Mama. Wait. Why is she looking at me? She's looking at me. I can't believe what I see. I think, seriously, Mom, but he's the one who hit me. He's gone on a spree. He keeps smacking me up like he's training the pub. I'm so frustrated, I just want to give up. Listen to my voice, my eyes going real high. Evidence that I'm stressed and I'm just going to die. Now you want me to look at his face and apologize? Come on, man. Yes, ma'am. Sorry. No, boy, that's not what I mean. You think of your words and you say it again. And this time, Daddy says, like you mean it. Shit. And I didn't get it, not when we were kids. Because you got to understand something. My brother, he's different, you see. Kids, they had different words because they never heard of the term ASD. And it was many years later, and I was an adult. I should have been home. I should have been in bed. But instead, I was in a shop with a gun to my head. It's a robbery, armed robbery. Stupid punk trying to win his own lottery. Comes in with a shotgun showing us he's got some balls and some bullets. But really, kid is clueless. His illusion of strength keeping us at arm's length. Is his trip of power really my final hour? I don't know. But at the time, that thought did not enter. No life flashed before my eyes. My mind kept its center thought on once of my demise. And when it was over, I went home. I got on the phone. I called him up. I said, bro, you alone? Because I thought about you today, man. And it's taken me so damn long, and I should have seen it. And I just wanted to tell you, brother, that I'm sorry. And yeah, I really mean it.
Justin Andrews, ladies and gentlemen. Penny. Sorry? 9.5. MC Breezy. Come back to you. MC Brevity. 9.4. Brian. 9.3. Scattered applause. Genevieve. 9.6. Ah-cha-cha. Back to you, my friends. Say what's in your heart. Hold on. There we go. Say what's in your heart. 9.7. All those moves are copyrighted, by the way, so I'll see you on YouTube jail. What? What are you talking about, whoever said that? Bye, guys. Right! The next poet, ladies and gentlemen, we have 2 poets left. Holy shit! How exciting! If I was you, I would just applaud the balls off that. Ladies and gentlemen, can you make him very welcome to the stage, JD, open bracket, Josh Donnellan, close bracket from Brisbane.
My first trip to Colombia, my 3rd Spanish lesson, I raise my hand, I ask a tentative question like, Professor, Colombia is a much safer place than it used to be. No one he replies, sí, pero nosotros tenemos funerales todos los días porque a causa de la guerra contra las drogas, ¿entiendes? Which means we still have funerals every single day because of the drug war that is still being waged. You see, in Colombia, they have a radio station where they play no music, no weather, no news. It exists solely for the families of kidnapped victims to reach out to their loved ones. Like, Santiago, your sister is top of her class. I wish you could be here to see it. Every day I pray for your safe return. Gracias. Adios. Now, let me be clear. I'm no moral Puritan. I think our drug laws are archaic. I'm pro-legalization. So heed me when I say this. I don't give a shit. If you want to get high with some weed grown by some hippies in Nimbin, or some speed made in a basement in Sydney, or LSD, Special K, MDMA, those are your choices to make. But each time you inhale that white powder that makes you feel so nice, your action comes at a terrible price. You might not be able to see it in those tiny white grains, but your cocaine is bloodstained. So let me spell this out simple and plain. Now, I got friends who won't buy anything unless it's fair trade, unless they're certain its producers are getting properly paid. They won't eat chicken unless it's free range, like, I better be certain that poultry has enjoyed its last days. And yet, they'll inhale without a second's hesitation white powder produced as the result of a war. You've got people getting thrown in the back of black wagons just so that you can chase that dragon. And if you don't believe how much misery your little buzz causes, then tune in sometime to the voices of kidnapping, because your cocaine high comes at a very high cost. So pay close attention when you hear those voices saying, Alejandro, each night I pray for your return. Gracias. Adios.
JD, open bracket, Josh Danellen, close bracket. Good name. I like it. Genevieve, 8.9. Get her. Who said that? Thank you, poet's best friend. Well, now you do, because you're his best friend. Yeah. That's how poets pick their best friends. You yelled out 10 for no reason. MC Breezy, 9.8. Yeah. JD is collecting a lot of best friends so far. Oh, I just can't see anyone. Penny, 8.8. You're not anyone's best friend, Penny. Abseil off the balcony because they're going to form a mob down the front. Brian, 8.9. Penny and Brian form a Survivor-style guild. MC Brevity, 9.2. Did I already go to you, Breezy? I already went to Breezy. Is that all of them, boss? Yep. Heidi is normally much more visible, but she has built a wall over there, which is amazing. Where is the thing? There it is. The last poet! Heidi, is this basket important? The last poet, ladies and gentlemen! I love it. They were like, exciting dynamic stage action. I'm going to hide under my fucking chair. It's a drone. Ladies and gentlemen, our final poet for this evening. You can start clapping now. She's been waiting all goddamn night. These idiots up here. Make her very welcome to the stage, Lucy Poole, all the way from Rocky. Lucy! Don't stop!
They tell you most people your age will be doing drugs and drinking. What they don't tell you is that your bedroom will become more comfortable than your own skin. They tell you high school's rough, but what they don't prepare you for is the cascading avalanche of panic and toxic words. They don't prepare you for the anxiety attack at 3 a.m. when you'd rather be dead than take another breath, because they swore it'd get better, but here we are at 2:39 on a Wednesday morning still crying. They tell you you'll meet someone one day who will make you whole, but what if the void is too big and they give up? They don't prepare you for the sudden drop in your life when you no longer see yourself as imminent. They don't tell you that your mother will turn to flowers in a field of bones. They don't tell you that your father will turn to alcoholism. It's okay. Wait. How can you tell someone else to be okay when you can't even really tell yourself? You are not a suicide statistic. You are a human. Thank you.
Lucy Poole, ladies and gentlemen, all the way from Rockhampton. Brrr, judges. Which judge has never gone first? MC Brevity. 8.7. Awkward silence. It's my favorite reaction. Really keeps things chugging along. Genevieve. 8.9. Again. Oh dear, we're losing them. Penny. 7.5. Penny. Wherever you are, I hope you're happy. New Brian. 9.5! And MC Breezy. 9.4! Is that all the judges? Ladies and gentlemen, that is all the judges. Can we have a massive round of applause for all of tonight's poets? Huge round of applause for our judges, all 5 judges. Come on. MC Breezy, MC Brevity, Brian, Penny, Genevieve. Come on, give it up. They had a very difficult job, made all the more difficult by me telling them they were shit all night. Folks, we're about to announce the 2 winners, but before we do, we have a couple of thank yous. The major thank you for this evening goes to someone who predictably isn't here. He was going to be here performing a feature set, but he started spawning frogs' eggs this afternoon. And they're really just pouring out of him. I didn't realize when a human gave birth to baby frogs that quite that many would come out of them. He is, of course, Ghost Boy, who has been running this slam for a decade, which, like, for Christ's sakes, there was a poet that performed tonight from Thursday Island that was born the year he started running the Queensland heats for the National Slam. He's done amazing things for poetry in Brisbane back in, I think it was 08 or, no, it was 09. Up until then, all of the state libraries were funding and running the poetry finals like this, and they all across the board, except for Queensland, said, actually, we can be spending this money on books, and dropped their funding entirely. The Queensland State Library kept funding the slam. They said, there is value in this, and it was, yeah, and it was Ghost Boy at the helm. It was Ghost Boy at the wheel saying, you motherfuckers, we're going to keep doing this. So can we have a massive, on the count of 3, a massive barbaric yawp for Ghost Boy. 1, 2, 3, yeah! And now, because he was supposed to be here, the fucker, I wrote him a stupid little dickhead poem. And he's not here, so I'm going to do it for him anyway, and then we'll announce the winners, and then you're allowed to go, and we'll call your parents or whatever needs to happen. It's called I Am Ghost Boy. I am Ghost Boy. I am a patina of wet stars. I'm a pack of stray dogs that follow you home and cook you dinner for one. I am Ghost Boy. I'm standing so close you can smell what I had for breakfast on Thursday. It's Thursday now, but I mean last Thursday. I am Ghost Boy. I am a lamb leg you left in the rain, an old knife with a new handle, a new pot with an old potato. I remember your postcode, but not your mother's name. I remember the springtime, but not what happened to Bob. Have you seen him? I owe him a mixtape. I am Ghost Boy. I am a stop sign that says go, a right arrow that says left, a left arrow that says up, a green light that says wait here. I think I left the front door unlocked. I am Ghost Boy. I am a flock of geese that learned how to paint and only paints nudes. I am the dentist's favorite barber, the undertaker's favorite newsreader, the cop's favorite place to hide a body. I am the only place left in this town where you can still smoke inside. And my heart sounds like blue rain on a black umbrella. And I am Ghost Boy. Thank you for the lovely coffin. It was delicious. Thank you. Ghost Boy, ladies and gentlemen, not here, whatever. Like we even need him to show up at our 21st, because he was at, Woo. Ladies and gentlemen, can we please have a huge round of applause for Heidi Arnie from the State Library of Queensland, who's been driving, flying all over Queensland, getting all of this shit together, counting, doing things, standing behind a giant N. Do you have the two winners, Heidi? That's a weird look. Oh my God. What the fuck? We'll have to get all three. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, this is possibly the sexiest moment in the history of the Queensland Heats of the National Slam. We have a three-way tie. Mouths upon mouths. Yeah, no. So what we're going to need to do, we have three poets. Fucking hell, 3 poets. We need to get each of them back on stage to do another 2-minute poem. I know, more poetry. Who'd have fucking thought it? Each will do a 2-minute poem. Now, this is a bang-on 2-minute. You've got to be under 2 minutes. We will score them again. Fuck. And then the 2 winners, the 2 highest, will then go to Sydney. How crazy is that? Pretty crazy. How exciting is that? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to invite them up from the order that they've been written down on the piece of paper. So they can do the same poem, they can do a different poem. It's all out the window. It's a 3-way tie. Ladies and men. Please make a very welcome to the stage, the first one to break the 3-way tie, Hamish!
There's a pathway I try and avoid walking down. It's a leap my mind is able to make. What purpose this leap could ever serve is unknown to me. I'm talking about the way my brain is able to misinterpret the world as a result of schizophrenic illness. It's been over a year since my last major episode. However, a few subtle layers still remain. It's still there, just out of sight for the moment. What is left is just a tiny glimmer of delusion on the edge of the edges I walk past. Any random sight, sound, or idea can send a stray thought on a mission for somewhat connected but ultimately useless memories. These memories barely survived the trip back. What's left is an unnecessarily unpleasant state of mind. If I'm lucky, it will simply pass. Sometimes, though, it just continues to build. I might spend a good 30 minutes convinced I'm a murderer, finally getting a grip upon realizing no one has in fact been murdered, all while undecided whether I should get out of bed or hit snooze on my alarm. I've literally believed I was dead, in purgatory, between one place and another, somewhere in between. This once lasted more than a week. I once thought people close to me were being replaced by some unknown shape-shifting imposter. The smallest stuff involves being distracted by the colour of everyday objects or mishearing the conversations of strangers to almost always be saying disturbing things they would never really be saying. I just read recently that scientists studied 4,000 people with schizophrenic illness. They found 8 common clusters of genetic changes which all carried 70 to 100% risk of developing schizophrenia. They explained in a press release that people in my situation, having experienced hallucinations or delusions, will have found it almost impossible to avoid the condition. I'm not sure if that's a comforting thought or not, but it makes me thankful that my current medication actually works well enough for me to function. Why my thoughts make these unfortunate leaps cannot be helped. I'm hardwired for extra sound. I've experienced impossible ideas firsthand and somehow have the insight to speak freely about it afterwards. So at the very least, I'll share some words about it with you all. Thanks for listening.
Hamish, ladies and gentlemen! Shut up, judges! Breezy! 8.9, Genevieve. 8.2, Brian, whoa, relax, buddy. Jesus Christ. 8.1 from maybe Brian. Penny. 8.2, MC Brevity. 8.4, my God, the tension. I can't see you out there. That was amazing. Great, good. Next on the list, can you please make a very welcome to the stage to break the three-way tie, Mr. Stephen Oliver!
I'm a black fella. Not a drunk, criminal, uneducated, unemployed, welfare-dependent slack fella. And if you try to tell me different, then you might just get a smack fella. Not that I condone violence. I just don't condone silence. And when you try to tell me about what it means to be an Aborigine with your stupid-ass jokes, stereotypes, and Discovery Channel mentalities, I'm afraid I have to speak up and let you know about me. See, I ain't what you've seen in your travel magazine. And I haven't got the look from your history book. Noble, maybe. Savage, no. Unless you're talking about my words and the way that they flow, but this isn't about style. It's about attitudes. It's about people who formulate their ill-informed views, who switch on the TV and then suddenly, out of the blue, they know all about me. Oh, he comes from that race involved in that car chase. It's such a disgrace what he does to the place. I mean, seriously, in this day and age, you want to learn about me, you need to learn to engage. Don't base your decisions on things that you see. Make up your mind by talking to me. I won't rob you or beg, and I won't try to fight you. But if you're a man and you're hot, I might like you. Yes, that's a hint. I'm single. I'm using my rhymes to try get me a man. But enough about that. Because I'm here to teach, to beseech, not preach about the heights we could reach. If you stood by our sides and simply just talked, and if some of the time in our footsteps you walked, then maybe you'd see we're not young and free. We're ancient and chained from the stains that remain from a past that's never been dealt with because people don't get off their ass. Instead, they'll read articles, switch on the news, and somehow through media, the lies become truth. Just like when people see a drunk black man on the street, and somehow from that black man becomes me. But the drunk white man who stumbles and falls, oh, he's not a reflection of a race at all. So open your mind, because perception's a lie. Learn what it is to not see with your eyes, because I'm a black fella. Not a drunk, criminal, uneducated, unemployed, welfare-dependent slack fella, and I'm trying to put your minds on the right track, fellas. So question yourself, challenge ideals, start a revolution. Are you part of this country's problem or the solution?
Stephen Oliver, ladies and gentlemen! Shut up, judges! See what you did, Stephen? You gave them hope. That's the last thing they need. MC Breezy. All right, we're coming back to you. Shut up, Ghost 10s. Petty. 10. Brian. 9.5. MC Brevity. 9.8. Genevieve. 9.9. 9.9. Shut up! We have one more poet. I know, when I said we'll just tell you who won and you can go home, it feels like a cruel fucking joke now. But we have one more poet to break the three-way tie. Make him welcome back to the stage, Justin Andrews. Keep it going!
My son was 12 when the diagnosis was read. He took the news well, standing tall from his bed, but to be honest, up until that time, we had no idea he was sick. He showed no symptom, no sign. He was just a regular, healthy 12-year-old kid, a little scrawny, but otherwise fine. And my son was 12, and I was angry. My son is 12, I screamed at the world. He never had a chance to kiss a girl. My son is 12, so much of life he never seen. And now you're telling me he might not reach 13? And though the anger consumed and at times debilitated me, I made sure that not even once my anger, I let my son see. And eventually the anger, it did pass, but in its stead a fear came, and I swear that fear would last. And I cried at times. I cried at night. I cried myself to sleep. I cried desperate just for anyone, just to hear my plea. But through it all, I made sure that not once my fear, I would let my son see. You'll find my boy, I'd say to his face. You're young and strong and brave and smart. A disease like this never tear you apart. You're a fighter, a joker, a dreamer to beat. Damn if a son of mine gets knocked off his feet. So what if you fall? You get right back up because you are my son, and my sons don't give up. And he smiled. He smiled when all the surgery was done. He smiled and joked like it was all fun. He smiled when the chemo took the hair from his head. He smiled while barely conscious, sitting up in his bed. He smiled at me, his brother and mother. He smiled at others as if they were cousins. He smiled until the dark veil passed over our heads. He smiled until the day my son turned 13. And 14 came next, and 15 and on. And he grew and he grew and he came so strong. He's a man now. He lives overseas, doesn't call as often as he should. But he beat that disease because he is my son, and I need to stop because I'm lying. Now, the truth is, though the words I speak are true, they were written by another one. And the man who wrote them, now he's great. And me, I'm just his son.
Justin Andrews, ladies and gentlemen, come on! Now shut up! All right, that's enough. Come on, knock it off, knock it off. Relax, relax. Douchebags, you are a serial 10 yeller. If you get eaten by all those frogs that are spawning out of Ghost Boy. That's what they do, they eat people. I'm just pointing into the distance. Home. 9.9. Unbidden from MC Breezy Brevity. Genevieve. 9.8. Brian. 10. Penny. 10. MC Breezy. 10. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of the three-way tie. Can you give a massive round of applause to our three-way tiers? Hamish, Mr. Stephen, Justin. I've just forgotten everyone's name, but I got them out. I am beat. I don't know about you guys. Guys, if you enjoyed the Queensland final of the Australian Poetry Slam, do you also agree that poetry is the real winner? Yeah. Thank you for not scoring me doing that. Hey, boss, how did we go? Ladies and gentlemen, I really wanted to say it's another three-way tie, but wouldn't that be fun? You'd just be here forever. Ladies and gentlemen, we have our two winners now. They will be going to represent Queensland at the National Slam. Now, before I bring them on stage, I encourage you, stay engaged, stay on Facebook. Make sure you let the other states know just how fucked they are when these two poets go head-to-head with them. Ladies and gentlemen, now they also win cold, hard cash, so we need to do second, the runner-up, and the first. So, ladies and gentlemen, the runner-up of the Queensland Final, can you make him very welcome back to the stage, Mr. Stephen Oliver. And the winner, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Justin Andrews. Excellent. Great. Boom. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming along this evening. Thank you for making it through the emotional roller coaster of the three-way tie. Can we have another massive round of applause for our poets? And finally, can we have a massive round of applause? Our bar staff, our sound and lighting staff up the back, our security staff. Ladies and gentlemen, without them, it wouldn't happen. They also would very much like you guys to get the fuck out right now. So, you know, it's good that we thank them before they start manhandling you out the door. What about me? Please thank... I have been Hadley. Thank you very much. Good night.